I mean, fair enough. Like, a lot of the time the results are at least semi there, as much as, quote-unquote consistent as doubles results can be. But, Skyjay is a guy who is consistently in that conversation as well. And so now...
Even in singles.
Grand Finals kicked off between these two teams, all Mexico and back to the Pirate Mythra. And I think some of that comfortability that we saw against Mia is definitely going to play a factor here against Maister, as MkLeo, a very, I'll say good record against Maister.
Yeah, and I still to this day believe Leo is the best doubles player, right? I know obviously in terms of singles player, there's a little bit of an argument nowadays, but I still give it to Leo in terms of best doubles. He's been a phenomenal doubles player for so long, along with the best player in the world. Has held on to that title for the longest time in Ultimate, practically the entire lifespan of Ultimate.
A literally unreasonable amount of time, and an incredible play from MkBigBoss off the side with the laser. A kill move so deep off stage, and 33% Skyjay got hit with a down air with no jump, and GG, man. That is a stock loss so early. MkBigBoss has looked so good in doubles, and we've seen some really heads-up and unique laser plays out of him.
Yeah, the lasers are pristine, and whether it be to break up some kind of scramble his teammate is in, or to go ahead and even save. We've seen the saves come out onto Leo with the lasers, right? When they're both knocked off stage, and like, let me just give you another hit onto the stage. Yeah,
and actually, interestingly enough, Maister actually F-smashed Skyjay while he was being down thrown by MkBigBoss, and so the assist coming in on the other side of things this game, I mean, a lot of moments where things just kind of went a little bit awry, and I think if you're on the side of Maister and Skyjay, you're probably expecting to lose this one just with how early some of the stocks were lost, but you can go into the next game kind of knowing what went wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Knowing those moments where the stocks were lost. And I think, frankly, sometimes, especially in Smash Ultimate, it just happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And especially with how strong the punish game is at this point in time. Tries to convert into the up air here. Skyjay, you go into this throw and you're going to get punished. No, the Nair not coming out in time, but going to get the run back on the Nair. Still not enough. Very heavy. This cat, you got to watch the forward throw hitbox, but Leo, of course, you're not gonna check me on that one, right? Just go ahead, shield that one hit, goes into the forward tilt, closes it out. The knowledge check not coming through. Leo, I mean, it's very hard to knowledge check Leo in general. He knows a lot about the game.
He's been around, man, and I think it's such an interesting point where you're talking about like knowledge checking Leo and stuff like that, and someone who's been around for so long, and even if he doesn't necessarily talk about all that or couldn't like tell you all that, he knows it, right?
Oh,
he reacts to it immediately. He's been playing for so long against so many people, it's just second nature. And I think he always looks so good in situations like that. Even where they're a little bit weird, he always seems to kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can get even harder with the game changing, right, with Fighter Pass 2 and stuff. So everyone is still learning, but especially when it comes to pre-Fighter Pass 2, Leo has extended knowledge, and even with Fighter Pass 2 as well. He plays a Fighter Pass 2 character, and everyone's still on that boat about learning about this new meta, right? So it's so exciting to see. And as we see this second match get underway here, a lot of trading back and forth of damage. And another thing that's so impressive at this level of doubles is you see how close everyone plays to each other. At lower level doubles, you see most of the time just two separate 1v1s, right? It feels a little bit more tame. But look how close they're playing to each other. And then the stocks are just flying.
That was crazy. Realizing that Skyjay was taking out MkBigBoss, and Skyjay, did he use his jump? He did! MkBigBoss is killing Skyjay at sub 20%.
Yes.
It's multiple stocks gone, and Skyjay at his last stock. We're not even 50 seconds deep in the game, man.
Half the stock count out of the question here. And the stock tank looking a little empty for the red team, but I guess half full, half empty. We'll see how they view it as they come into the second minute of the game.
Dude, this actually just sounds like a fit. Like, and then MkLeo gets the jab lock onto Skyjay as MkBigBoss gets the forward smash onto Maister. These guys are picking right over and over and over and again. And I said the last game had a couple of moments that went wrong that might have been a fluke. It's looking like they absolutely were not.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you're this ahead in teams, you can be very aggressive because you can take aggressive trades where it's like, oh, you hit my teammate, well, I'm going to kill you for it, right? And then even if you die for it, then you're just trading stocks back and forth. You have like one or two stocks up, it's completely fine. And the blue team's doing exactly that. And look at the damage. Look at the stock count. This is looking so grim for the red team.
Yeah, I mean, like this.
There's another trade, right?
This game is over, man. Like that.
That's a wrap.
Within the. Oh my God!
Okay. Chill.
All right, getting a little ignorant with it off stage. Maister still, going through the motions. I mean, if he managed to bring this back, it might be the most miraculous comeback in all of doubles history.
Yeah, even more impressive than the 2v1 we saw Leo for out-base.
Significantly more so. Significantly more so. Unfortunately, unable to bring it back there. And I mean, with the kind of theme that we've been seeing from MkLeo and Big Boss is a very good showing the first game, a little bit faltering on the second game. Not the case. Yeah, absolutely not the case. The first game looked good. The second game looked unwinnable on the side of Maister and Skyjay. And I can't help but wonder, like, how much of this is an experience thing.
Yeah. I mean, Leo and Big Boss have been in grand finals of many doubles majors. Let's just put it that way.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm glad you pointed out the experience thing too. The one thing that Maister and Skyjay have over Leo and Big Boss right now, they're winner's side.
Yeah.
So if you guys are just joining us, they're on the winner's side of the bracket. So even if Leo and Big Boss go ahead and seal out this set 3-0, they still have to win one more set. So for Skyjay and Maister, this could just be the information set, right? Like, okay, because that game 2, got 2 words for that game 2. That's tough, right? that was tough.
Forget about it.
Go next.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, especially if you're in the grand finals winner's side of things and the first set goes really wrong, it does kind of turn into the information set where you say, all right, we're probably not winning this one. We're probably not coming out on top of it, but let's get as much as we can so we can start the next set on a good foot. Because, I mean, momentum is a very real thing. As much as people like to kind of meme on it, when you're feeling good and when your teammate's feeling good, those stocks just go a little bit easier and the game comes a little bit easier. And so being able to set yourself up for a good set 2 is awesome. And I mean, getting a reverse 3-0, even better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but there's the forward smash. Here comes the punish here. Maister going off stage.
Holy deep, man.
Going back onto ledge. There's the drag down, directional air dodge, and Maister making sure you saw the little bit of stall before the up B, right? They don't want to go ahead and hit that directional air dodge because that was the mix there. There was the drag down back here, or was Maister not going to fast fall the back here, and would Big Boss have to go for the tech there? So great edge guard coming out from Maister.
And I believe there is a way to option select that where you can get the tech in the up B. Unfortunately, Big Boss unable to do it in that situation, thinking he was going to need tech. And no way, man!
Bring in the 9. It's the only way, but the stock trade coming out from Leia, and we're just resetting everything 3 stocks apiece. But Maister is going to be at 95%.
How are they still winning? What? How?
Oh, man. After the 9, too, that's just how much of a lead they had.
That's crazy, man. And I mean, big plays out the side of Maister and Skyjay, knowing that something huge needs to happen, and just in the nick of time to put this back to a somewhat even situation. But Maister, far from healthy, and Game & Watch lightweight means that the up air will secure the stock there. Now, down to their final stocks, potentially the last stocks of this set 1 of Grand Finals.
How did Big Boss avoid all those hitboxes? Jeez.
Yeah, man, Rob is big, but it doesn't seem to matter. I'll tell you that much.
Sometimes you can just take to the skies, man. I'm out.
No jump on the side of Skyjay here. Big Boss very aware, but the side B does not come through, and no punish for going so deep.
And you see the shield pressure coming out from Leo and Big Boss. They're kind of weaving over their hitboxes together, creating these doubles block strings, which is also another next level, high level, top level, if you will, doubles where you're going ahead and piecing together block strings, like team block strings, essentially.
Yeah, that's so good, and especially in a game like Smash where there's actually no throw lockout on shield, even if you've been just getting mashed on. There's so many opportunities for you to get true throws or true follow-ups in double situations like that if you're ready for them. Now down to the last stock apiece, but MkLeo pretty healthy. Skyjay looked to be scouting an edge guard there and almost looked like he had it, but unfortunately the up B, the Prominence Revolt, will secure the stock, and the back air will catch the Game & Watch dash attack, meaning that MkLeo and Big Boss come out with a 3-0 on the loser side of things, but that last game looked infinitely better than every single other game. And so if you're Maister and Skyjay, time to forget about that set. This is the same as any other set. 0-0, let's run it back to the bands, let's run it back to game 1, and let's take this tournament, man.
Yeah, my good friend EE always says, in situations like this, you got to have short memory, right?
Yeah.
You got to have the shortest of memory here if you're Maister and Skyjay. So going into the set 2,